poor southern Utahns that want to just join in on the fun.
They can drive up.
They
We
just have
met
this
someone from Oklahoma on the trail last week.
Yeah,
That's true.
suck it up, Pingwitch. Actually, I don't want to pick any fights with anyone from Pangwitch or anyone down there. Richfield, you know what? You guys are great. And when they get internet down there, they can listen to our podcast.
Welcome to the first episode of this year's Cash Me Outside, Where's the Wallet Cash Quest edition. Hopefully you're here. You just listened to us wrap up the Utah treasure hunts, and the Where's the Wallet Cash Quest just started.
This is sponsored by Bank of Utah. I love this because every time the Utah treasure hunt ends, I go into a little bit of depression.
Yep.
I love taking baths and solving riddles and trying to find treasure. And then the treasure's found, and then my baths
all you can do is just solve riddles in the bathtub with no
Trying
treasure.
to solve the riddle of his heart.
Yep. Which is never going to be solved. But the cool thing is we have another great treasure hunt. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not trying to be a hater to a lot of other treasure hunts because let's be serious, Dave and John's Utah treasure hunt has inspired a lot of replicas.
There's a lot of other,
and I'm sure a lot of them are great. I've looked into them. I'll be honest, the only one that I kind of hold on par with their treasure hunt is the Bank of Utah one, based on what I've seen, my participation into last year, as far as the organization, the structure, the prize money, the quality of the clues, and already the momentum that they've built with people participating in it. Like I said, I hope there's a lot of great treasure hunts out there. I hope we can do this all year round.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say we got a message earlier. I didn't look into their treasure hunt, but there's another. We won't get deep into that, but I like that a lot are popping up, and I hope that we can keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe not all the time because it can be tiring, but yeah. Anyways,
we are going.
Christian said something stupid here.
Sorry. I forgot we can't do that.
Can't say that.
Okay. No, but we are going all in on this treasure hunt, just like we did with the Utah treasure hunt. We're going to do our best to make this helpful, a really helpful podcast. We're going to throw out a lot of ideas. We're going to brainstorm together.
Christian, not 30 seconds before starting this episode, said, I have to keep this one clean. It's been a minute.
I got it out now, so now it can be good.
Yeah.
No, but we're going to hypothesize. We're going to brainstorm together. We're going to ask for a lot of feedback from our listeners and read those comments on our episodes. Hopefully make this a really interactive and resourceful and fun experience for you all.
Yeah, and I think the format of this hunt will lend itself to a lot of fun interaction just because it is a little different. And we'll talk about those differences in a minute, but it's not just a poem that's released all at once. It's kind of serialized out a little bit. And so we've got new stuff to talk about every week, which is exciting.
Yeah, I actually really like the fact that they do break it up and release it in weekly portions, because with the Utah treasure hunt, it's just that one poem all coming out once. It can be overwhelming, and I think people can get burned out with it. I love that the Utah treasure hunt drops it in like different stanzas of a poem, because it kind of gives you digestible bits to piece together. And the whole idea with this poem is, at least what they've done in past years, I can't promise they're going to not deviate from this, but in the last year, they start with the first part is getting you to maybe a county or a large city, and then it narrows it down to a location, and then the clues kind of take you on a journey from A to B to C until you get to where the treasure is hidden. So kind of everything's kind of narrowing the process down, and as you get into further stanzas, it kind of helps you to confirm if you were already on the right path with your initial thoughts. So I think people are going to really like it. I loved doing it last year. We came so close.
We were pretty close last year.
We were within about 300, 400 yards. We were up there in Echo. That's where it was found, and up on Echo Reservoir. So we were close, and we're going to get it this year.
I hope so. I mean, the last two hunts that we've done, we've been in the vicinity.
On the right trail.
Yeah.
Just not having
We
advance.
just didn't go
I'm
deep
actually really excited. It's a different type of excitement than the Utah treasure hunt. I'm going to be comparing to the Utah treasure hunt because that's the one I know.
Yeah.
And I didn't do this one last year, like I said before. But I feel like this one isn't quite as popular yet as the Utah treasure hunt. And so the likelihood, and you mentioned before that it might be a little bit easier.
Just a little digestible. Yeah, I think
It's
so.
just a little more accessible. It's not
That's
so
why I'm
daunting up
excited.
front. Yeah.
Because the Utah treasure hunt's very daunting, just how they've been doing it. But
That's such a good point. Probably a little less people are participating in this in the Utah treasure hunt. That just means you have better chances, better
odds. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Should we just talk about what it is? So it is $20,000. The lucky winner to find our wallet will receive $10,000 to keep, and then we'll be given the opportunity to allocate an additional $10,000 to a local charity of their choice. So that's pretty cool, I think, and unique to this treasure hunt compared to some of the others that have popped up. Is that?
I mean, I was probably gonna, if I found it, I was probably gonna give 15.
Should we
to
each
charity? So it's.
Oh,
I guess I'll just do 10.
Yeah, just 10. Should we each create a charity
and
and
support
the
each
winner
other?
supports?
Unfortunately, there is.
I'll call it.
Actually,
never mind.
fortunately, there is a list of eligible charities. So,
Oh,
which
really?
is pretty
Oh,
comprehensive.
that
There's a
makes
lot
sense. That
on there,
makes-
but
I think
yeah.
that's really, really cool because
It is.
obviously it's still a ton of money to take home, put in your bank, but to then be able to think and conscientiously give it to so many of these organizations that need the help that I think that's really, really cool that they do that. That's the corporate social responsibility. We learned that in college, and Bank of Utah's doing it.
I have a question. We did bets for the Utah treasure hunt. Are we also going to do bets for this treasure hunt, or is it like a one bet a year type of thing?
You know what?
Because if it gets to the point where we're doing like 10 treasure hunts a year, 10 bets, we're also going to be doing like, we're going to be streaking half the year.
Yeah. Christian's going to get out on a technicality on his, though.
On the other
I
one.
think we wait for it. We'll see. I think there may be opportunities. I think if
All
we have good, lively debates and we want to make some bets around it, let's do it.
I'm open to having bets this year.
I mean,
Obviously, we don't know enough. We'll talk about the hint and the clue that's out, but I think today we don't know enough to make an educated bet.
Clues. There's a couple.
That's true.
You know what
That's
we need
true.
to know? Is it literally like, it's a wallet? Is it literally just stuffed with real cash?
Don't you?
I would guess.
Well, you didn't find it
no.
last year, so you wouldn't know. But
Don't you know?
Well, no. I mean, like, didn't you follow?
I did, but I don't
finding
know.
of it?
I forgot if like there's actually real money in it, or if it's just like
Like a gift card.
I
Or
would guess. I would guess there's a check. I mean, $10,000 is a lot of, and even $20,000 if we're talking about the charitable part. That's a lot to fit in a wallet.
Well, and I was
They're
gonna
not
say,
going to
like,
put $10,000 of cash for you to give to charity.
I know.
Bank of Utah, hit us up. We want to know what's in the wallet. Is
What
it
is
like
in
isn't it a waterproof like envelope? Is it just like a chill? First of all, it looks like a pretty dope wallet, but is it just hanging out there in raw?
I'm sure there's. I mean, who knows? But I'm sure it's just like a phone number. Like John and Dave didn't put all the cash. Maybe there's a $20 bill or something in there, but I bet there's a phone number for them to call and say.
Okay, well, I don't think they did this last year. I think this is new. And Chad and I were reading it and we're like started freaking out. And I'll tell you why. So in addition to like their normal hunt that they're doing these things called side quests.
I think they did side quests last year,
they
but
did.
I didn't know anything about
Okay,
that.
maybe I was so focused on the main quest. I didn't take but I will be focusing on the side quest this year because I'll tell you what
almost care about
happens.
that more.
Yeah. Crack the clues, track down our hidden piggy banks, which is awesome, and you'll unlock bonus clues that will help you on the hunt for the treasure. But that's not all. Winners will also receive a handmade leather wallet from our friends at Stock and Barrel. That's cool. And an exclusive 2-night getaway at the Black Desert Resort.
Wait, does that mean you get to play? I'm questioning it now. Do you get to play around?
No. It's just that it's the resort, but the resort is so nice.
Yeah,
And
I just want to play golf.
I know.
It doesn't spend. I bet there's some like food credit or some golf credit.
Or I bet it's cheaper if you're staying there to play it. First of all, Black Desert Resort, we'll say this. We love golf. We love it.
I love it.
We love it so
Have you guys
much.
played there?
No.
Have you?
I have played there. I have played Black Desert.
I will never get that opportunity.
amazing?
It was really
because
awesome.
It is maybe the nicest golf course in Utah now. I mean, they play PGA events at it, and I hear the resort is dope. So the main treasure, that's great. We're going after these freaking piggy banks because, guys, just all
So
three.
does every side quest you win one of these?
I'm sure once the side quests come out, we'll get some insight into that. But that would be awesome if we each could win a 2-night stay to Black Desert.
Because then we could all just go together and have 6 nights together at Black Desert. Just
This
back
would
to
be
back.
amazing.
Just us three.
Oh, just all the people there just know our names. Like, hey, John.
Hey, we're here. Yep, that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, it's that.
Okay.
We have to check out though.
We
We have
do-
to check
we
out
do.
a Christian's room for after 2 nights and go to mine.
We'll do
and
an
then
episode from the Black Desert Resort.
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
That would be the
The
dream.
audio quality would be
Bathrobes.
so good.
Oh my goodness, guys.
Christian feeding us dinner.
Oh, okay.
yes.
So anyway, the side quests are fun, and the main quest is fun. There's just all sorts of fun things going on here, so we're pumped for it. Okay, should we get into the actual clue?
Let's hop into it.
Yeah, let's do it. So there are 2 clues that have been released. We're only going to be talking about the first clue and the 6th clue, which is the final clue. We're only going to be talking about clue 1. And Christian, do you want to explain
We can
why?
talk a little bit about the
Well,
sixth
we'll
one,
talk a
right?
little
First
bit
of
about
all,
it, but
like-
the reason why we won't dive deep into it, Christian will explain that right now.
Bank of Utah, you're gutsy. They have 6 clues. They all get closer. Like the 6th clue is telling you where the treasure is, and they've already released it. Now it's encoded. It's something you have to decipher, but they've already released it, which I think is super gutsy by the way that they did that. But there's probably more to it. So it's the 6th clue. If you go to the website, it's just a jumbled mess of letters. It's something that has to be deciphered. So you're going to have to figure out what the code is to break it. And then usually there's a key to break the code. In fact, we know there is because Bank of Utah says so. So if you want to get the code or like a keyword that's going to help you break and decipher what clue number 6 is, you actually have to go to a Bank of Utah branch and they'll give you that code word. And then you can use that to decipher and figure out clue number 6.
Can we say what you use?
No,
No, we're
no,
gonna.
no spoils.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's some like families out there that, I mean, don't know much about
I know, but
decoding
we don't want to rob those families the great
of
opportunity
the joy.
of doing that together.
All right, DM me and I'll rob you.
No, don't. No spoilers.
I'm
Okay.
just kidding.
I would say it's a moderately easy deciphering experience. But
Yeah.
if you haven't done deciphering before, it's fun. I think like back in the day, did you ever
Yeah, it is fun.
like
yeah.
just like do that? I think it's a cool like, discovery phase.
Mhm.
So we're gonna talk about clue 1 today.
Okay, clue 1. I'll read it and then we'll talk about it. It's time for our riddles. What a feast this shall be. It's got so much flavor to fill you with glee. To begin, find the giants that bookend a city. You'll know you're on track when it gets kind of gritty.
The giants that bookend a city.
Yeah.
My 6-year-old son, does a mean gritty.
Really?
The dance.
Okay.
I don't think.
Do you think it's the dance, the gritty? Okay, so we're gonna get right to it because I know what is going on, guys. You were at Father and Sons this
Yeah.
weekend. You had some personal stuff. I just had a lot of alone time in my bathroom to look at this clue. And when I say bathroom, the bath for the tub. So I have already spent a lot of time brainstorming,
I
and
love
I
it.
know you haven't had as much. Okay,
Okay, let's do
so
it.
if that's all right, I'm actually going to get us started. And we're going to bring in a new little thing that we've never done before.
What?
Little
Whiteboard.
side segment.
Whiteboard.
Does it have a name?
It's called
What did you say earlier? Board.
Board White Boys Whiteboard.
Board white boys whiteboard.
Okay. I thought we could do some brainstorming, some visual brainstorming here together,
Don't
okay?
move it.
I'm not going to move it, okay? Okay, so this is what I like. Like with this poem, from what I can see right here in this clue, there's 3 elements, 3 things that we're looking for. Now, you can tell me if you think I'm like wrong in the way I'm deciphering this, but these are the 3 things I'm looking at. Number 1 is the mention of feast and flavor, okay?
Yes.
So as a reminder, in the past years, they're trying to help you find like a county or a city. So it seems like the first thing we're trying to identify is some sort of city or county, I guess you could say, that has to do with food. Or I'm going to say...
So region.
Or festival. Like a food festival. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Feast, festival.
Like something that's
I mean,
known
there's
for
root
its
and-
flavor or food. I think it could be like known for a food festival or just their food in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Element number 2. What do you guys think? What was the other thing you guys saw in there?
To begin, find the giants that bookend a city.
Okay.
So now we're talking about city.
Yep.
And more specifically, like a park or something next to a city. It's like it's a big, not object. Maybe it's a building, but I think that might be too small.
Okay.
But it's a big feature near a city or
On either side.
on either side.
This one is where there's the most, we're going to spend most of the time on because
Okay.
there's so many different ways I think to interpret this.
Yeah.
But the third one is,
You know you're on track when it gets kind of gritty.
which I think we're all kind of thinking the same thing there.
Like a
Like
a-
street
like
blocks,
street
city
grid?
blocks.
Yeah, just like a grid format. Okay.
that
What other?
I don't know. That might
interpretations?
be too obvious. I mean, Isn't Salt Lake like known for the grid? Salt Lake City
Tons of cities in Utah have
in
a
Utah
grid-like pattern.
are they all like that?
Yeah, but what I think was interesting in it is it says, when you're in track one, it gets kind of gritty. So to me, this is more like a city. And this, you see this all over the place where like the downtown or the older part of the neighborhood is very grid-like. And then as the city has grown and expanded, that grid like doesn't expand very well into it. Like you see this in a lot of main cities. So I actually think this is talking about a city which will have a little bit of both, but definitely has a downtown or an older area that has like a grid-like area. So what I think would be fun for us to do is I want to create a Venn diagram of what we think of a city in Utah that fits all three of these things. Now, before we get into it, I do want to talk through the giants and cities a little bit more. And so treating this like like a workshop, I think we think about it and then we spend 15 minutes.
Okay.
And we come up with our best city that fits all three of those things. Then we come back and discuss it. And during
Just one? We just have one city?
we each get one.
We each get one?
Yeah.
All right.
And during those 15 minutes, it's running. It's the entire time. They just get to watch us. Like, we're not going to cut it.
And we're not going to have sound. We're just going to let them watch us think.
Oh, it's going to be so great. Okay. But before we do that,
I'll cut it.
let's talk about the giants that bookend the city, because I have a lot of ideas here of what this could possibly mean. Okay. What are your guys' thoughts?
Do you need an eraser?
No, I love using my hand to get all dirty.
He's biting his tongue.
No,
right now.
Giants that bookend a city. Could it be two big libraries? Bookends? I don't know.
That's actually kind of a genius idea.
That's actually pretty.
I didn't
pretty
have
good.
that anywhere on my list, but I think I love it.
Wait, we're brainstorming? I thought we were taking a 15-minute break.
Well, I think I want to brainstorm different ideas for bookends because there's so many different things here.
I see.
And then we
Okay.
take it.
Maybe
Please say that's how you
Parks.
spell library.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I was about to put a YS. Parks. Okay.
parks, like big old trees.
Yeah, like oaks.
Big old trees.
No. I was.
That would be if I was a blues player, my name would be, that's big old trees.
Oh, big old trees.
Okay. What other ideas you guys have?
I don't know.
Mm,
Some
giants. Giants. I just did a Gal Gadot impersonate.
Hey,
I think
I
like
don't think this is coming through. I'm just going to sit down and we can put up the visuals.
some
No, it is
natural-
coming.
It
Is
it coming
yeah,
through?
I can
yeah.
see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I can see it very well.
Okay, what else?
I don't know, some like natural landmarks, like
Okay.
maybe
Like factories. I'm thinking like the smokestacks.
yeah, maybe mountains or river or some other bodies of
Giants?
water.
two mountains.
I think mountains.
Like two peaks.
Mountains, it makes the most sense to me for
Mountains
like
makes
giants.
the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like rivers. Like I even think
Why
like
would rivers be giants that bookend a city?
I don't know
if they're major rivers.
if they're two big rivers.
Like
We have-
I even think highways.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. How close have you come to finding treasure before? Okay, just want to make sure. Because I'm like basically 2 for 2. Well,
Hey,
let's do Hans.
how many times do I say you have a good solve? How rare is that?
That's true.
And when did I say you had a good solve with this one?
You did.
Did I have any criticisms
I think some of them.
of this one?
No, were
No,
you?
I just
Or
asked
of
for
the-
clarification
the
about
Utah
how
treasure
you,
hunt?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
just-
appreciate it. No, you're a great cheerleader. Thank
So-
you. What other?
I feel like being an never mind.
How about monuments?
Yeah. What cities have? I
Hey.
mean,
I don't know. We're just thinking about giants right now.
What about temples?
Temples, sure.
Or
I
just
kinda
large
doubt a
buildings.
business would.
They're probably not going to bring religion to it,
To it.
but maybe just large buildings. What if
Large
one was
skyscrapers?
What if one
Just
was
two
the,
skyscrapers.
like the Payson Temple, and one was the Hindu temple? Do you know what I'm saying? Like either
That's a
sides
good-
of like there.
That'd be cool.
Any other ones?
Do they
don't
release a boundary?
They haven't. Nope.
No,
They
do
did last year,
They
though.
did, yep.
They did last
Yeah,
year.
okay.
Okay, all right.
Any other ideas?
I don't think so. What
About
that-
like this could be like really getting into the weeds. What about like streets that are named after really famous people?
I was
that
just
happen-
about to say
Oh,
something about
yeah.
famous people like
players from the Giants?
baseball team.
Yeah, or just famous
Mm.
people, like notable people.
Yeah, like Sean Bradley. He was
No, but let's
pretty
put
tall.
famous Giants, Chad. Tell me your favorite baseball Giants that have played for the Giants.
Babe Ruth.
Love him. He's such a great giant.
I don't know. I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked you that. Okay. So what I think would be fun is we are basically going to create our own little Venn diagram
Okay.
of trying to think of a city that qualifies for all these things. Number one, has some sort of relationship to food or festival that's well known,
Okay.
like a food festival.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
sitting in front of the.
Mackerel. Okay.
Okay. But yeah,
Food festival
food.
has a grid-like city,
Yeah.
and then you got to find some good giants
Some
that bookend
correlation to some giant something. Okay.
All right, 15 minutes.
the city. And break.
One eternity later.
Okay, we're back. I've got some thoughts. I
Okay.
think we all have some thoughts. So I've got some ideas. So my first thought was to go to fruit festivals in Utah.
Okay.
And so I found a list of fruit festivals within Utah, and I found Melon Days, which I didn't know was a thing. That's not the one I like the best. I'm trying to. Where is Melon
It
Days?
seems like it'd be easier to find
Can't
two
believe I've never been
giants.
there. I mean,
Melon days.
Christian said something stupid here.
there.
Oh my god.
And that's
Can
so
we say
that's in Green.
Can't say that.
That's in Green River. That's the one I like the least. Peach Days in Brigham City. I couldn't really find any giants that bookend the city.
How about James and the Giant Peaches?
That doesn't.
But it's word association.
Yeah, sure. The other one is Bear Lake Raspberry Days, which is
Okay, but what if they were just like two big giant peach orchards on either side?
that's
Of
true.
Brigham City?
Yeah.
Should I ask my parents to look?
Yeah.
Sure.
There or not?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really find nothing stood out to me when I looked, but the one that I liked the most, the one that the fruit festival that stood out the most with bookends of the city was Strawberry Days in Pleasant Grove.
Mm-hmm.
And my giants for that are
It's right there.
Battle Creek Canyon and Grove Creek Canyon.
Dude, I wrote down the exact same notes.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Not for this exercise, but as I was making cities that fit, I put the exact same.
And then
Just-
you cut them out of your final three?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like,
But-
no, that's dumb.
No, I think it's interesting. I mean, a Utah treasure hunt thing was just there. I don't know if that's like a
I
correlation.
doubt that it plays any role in
Yeah.
where they hide theirs.
Yeah, I agree.
I just thought, I mean, that was the first thing. I mean, who knows what other clues will come, but I think that's the one that fits the most because it's right up against the mountains. There are tons of trails up there. Pleasant Grove would be a good starting point.
It would be a
for-
great starting point. And I live in Pleasant Grove, I can tell you. Definitely has grid-like patterns for sure.
That's true.
And Strawberry Days is like one of the, I think, more well-known fruit festival type things.
Yeah.
Like every city has like its own little days, but just a few of them are named after like fruits or like foods. Like Payson has onion days.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean just a few of them? Aren't all of them?
No, Alpine
Spanish
days,
Forks is
Fiesta, Fiesta days.
oh, okay.
You could use that too. Like,
Fiesta days.
That's true. It doesn't have to.
I mean, like Cedar Hills, American Forks, Steel Days. They're not,
Yeah,
not
it's
all of them
nothing.
have food.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
so-
sense.
But yeah. Cool. Chad,
Cool.
what did you come up with?
So I was
Can
looking.
I say something real quick though?
Sure.
You're absolutely right though, and like, it has to be something like relatively close to the mountains and trails.
Right.
Like, it's not going to be somewhere. Just
Where
like
was
super
last
high.
year?
Last
Park
year,
City?
Well,
Was-
Echo.
Past Park City.
Like north.
Like
of-
way out there.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, 15 minutes away from Park City.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But it's definitely
kinda-
up there where like
That kind of
there's
affects
trails and
mine
things
because
like
this isn't far from Park City. This isn't far from Echo. But I'm looking at Heber. If you look at it on the map, the two reservoirs, Jordanelle and Deer Creek Reservoir, Heber or Midway, if you treat them as the same. But if you zoom in on Google Maps as you come in, very obvious grid-like patterns with the like farmland, and then obviously in the cities as well, in the cities themselves.
that's a good point with like farmland is like even more visually laid out in a grid.
That's the
sometimes.
first thing I see is massive grids.
just a plats of
massive
land.
grid.
Yeah, that's
There's also a lot of like cheese or food related things in Heber.
Like
Heber Valley
restaurants?
Milk and Cheese. There's a Wendy's.
grocery
Stores.
stores.
There's a
Even
Wendy's.
gas stations.
I just realized that I'm reading restaurants. I'm an idiot.
There's an Arby's at the corner.
Okay, well,
No,
you know,
but here's like Swiss Days is a very well known like festival up there, and very much correlated to like Swiss food and things like that. I think that it has a really big food foundation.
so why do we food? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
I mean, they make, I don't know about the food. They just make 2 references to it. I mean, they say
yeah, they do.
feast and we've got so much flavor. I don't know. And here's the thing, like,
Right.
it also says fill you with glee.
Could this just be that the
Happy Valley.
riddle itself?
Happy Valley.
Because it says, it's time for a riddle. What a feast this shall be. Is the riddle the feast and just enjoy this journey?
Kind of, but like last year, like early on, even these like early things were trying to be like, they talked about fortune.
What about
Fortune in the hills. They're talking about just Park
money?
City being a bunch of rich people. So like even early on, they're trying to give you clues, and to put both flavor and feast that early,
Yeah.
it just feels like there's something related to food.
Okay. I like it.
I actually love the giants, the big reservoirs on either side. I think that's about as good as you can get for that. I think that's really
I like that. I do feel like, I don't know, mountains makes the most sense to me. Giants for mountains.
Yeah.
I mean, reservoirs. I mean, why would they call that giants? Like, the giants is called out. That wasn't trying to rhyme with anything.
No, but
Giants is significant.
I know, but I think giants can be seen in so many different ways. I think there's more creative ways than looking at it than just mountains. But there are a lot of
Yeah.
options. I mean, if you look at canyons or mountains, you have like 30 cities up the Wasatch Front that you could probably say, oh, those mountains
That's
are
true.
bookends.
Yeah.
These canyons are bookends, and maybe that's fine, but like it doesn't really give you much. I mean, Eagle Mountain, interestingly, has kind of bookends with Flat Top Mountain and Lake Mountains on either side. Okay,
Well, what do you have?
I'll throw a little crazy one at you here. Okay. Holiday, Salt Lake City.
Holiday.
So very good like, as much as Salt Lake Valley is.
Sure.
Very good like. But here's my little curveball. The giants that bookend the city are Olympus High School and Skyline High School, 2 of the bigger high schools out there. Olympus being the nickname, the Titans,
Yeah.
very much giant.
Okay.
And then Skyline being the Eagles.
Not as
Not
giant.
as good, but
They're
still.
giant
Unless
birds.
the ones from Lord of
Okay.
the Rings.
You had
that-
me.
Close
You
your
had
eyes
me
and I
until-
say, imagine a giant bird. What bird are you thinking of?
Condor,
Pelican.
Okay, do it again.
ostrich,
Pterodactyl.
ostrich, lemur.
Okay, the
Oh,
ones that actually
emu, not
fly.
emu.
Ones that fly. Giants, they're
Lemur.
I'm telling
Is
you
it Liberty
guys.
Mutual,
Yeah,
a different
yeah.
bank?
Emu. No, Liberty Mutual's an insurance company.
Okay, never mind.
No, eagles are just
We named
gi-
so many.
Okay, so maybe it's not the mascots, but they are very, very big, giant high schools that book on the city.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Okay.
fair.
And I did love the fact that Olympus was the Titans.
That is
I-
cool.
I know that Skyline Eagles doesn't work quite as well.
Do you
That is a good
remember last year's poem at all?
Yeah, I have it engraved in my mind forever.
How
haunting
did
my
that
dreams.
start? Like, how did that start? Like, was it city? Like, what? I mean, like satellite view. How did that start?
This is
Was
really
it
good
region,
content.
city?
So it was basically telling you Park City was like the first clue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
It was like
just told
4
you the
yeah,
city.
and
it
we-
wasn't like a trailhead. Anything.
And you know what
like
I think we can do? I was going to say we could talk about the past solve, but it's actually going to be easier to talk more about the last year's past solve when we get more clues and kind of compare it that
that?
way.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that works.
it generally started with like a general region and then it kind of narrowed it down and then it took you on like a little journey.
Okay.
A to B to C.
Cool.
Okay, so I like that. I like the grid. I like that. And there's a big mountain called Gobbler's Knob that looks down on
Where?
Holiday.
Oh, from Holiday?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is?
What does that have to do with
What does that have to
Food,
do-
and, food and feasting.
Oh,
yeah.
Gobbler.
Gobblers.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Let me throw some other random ones at you, not like full thoughts. Like Thanksgiving Point have something to do with a feast. Is there a bigger feast than Thanksgiving?
Probably not.
Very Thanksgiving-y.
Lehi is very gritty, and it's got 2 major highways that go on the north and south side of the city.
There's a. I guess that's not Thanksgiving Point, but near Thanksgiving Point,
Do you remember what the
Harvest
boundary
Hills.
was last year?
I don't want to look that up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering how big was it? Similar to
Was it
Utah
all
Treasure
of
Hunt?
Utah or no?
No, it was similar.
It was
Yeah.
mostly
Those
the Wasatch
poor-
Front.
Poor southern Utahns
I
that
know.
want to just join in on the
Hey,
on the fun.
They can drive up.
They
We
just have
met
this-
someone from Oklahoma on the trail
Yeah.
last
True.
week.
Yeah.
That's true.
Suck it up, Pingwitch. Actually, I don't want to pick any fights with anyone from Pangwitch or anyone down there.
Richfield or anyone.
Richfield, you know what? You guys are great. And when they get internet down there, they can listen to our podcast. Just joking. That's so dumb. I'm so sorry.
That's funny.
Other things I thought could work is like giant. Like, what about the block letters on the mountains?
I was thinking about that too, but cities typically just have one letter,
Yeah, that's true.
unless
Yeah.
I don't know.
It could be literal.
Unless it's like a region and where it's like the Salt Lake Valley, where you have the U and then
Yeah.
Do you
I don't
do you
know.
guys think it could be buildings? Probably not, right?
Well, the problem is if it's like
it
what,
could
Utah,
be anything. Who knows?
but Utah, there's really like no skyscrapers or
I
large
mean,
prominent
big
buildings,
buildings are very
except Salt
significant.
Lake City. You
Right.
have like Provo has like DT or what's the name of the
It's the Swicket.
Swicket?
Spencer W.
Yeah,
Kimball
yeah,
Tower
that's
is
like the
the tallest.
biggest one in
Yeah.
Utah County. You do have like those smokestacks that are out like in Salt Lake. You can see them
like
in the
Tooele
distance. Yeah,
area, the west side.
yeah. They don't really bookend the city because there's just two of them and they're right next to each other. But I think that one's interesting.
That's interesting.
I mean, I just think we could be thinking about giants as like anything.
It could be anything.
anything really big. What about like literal statues of people?
Well, I was also thinking Carl Malone and John Stockton at the Delta Center. But
Mm.
only because they're big. That's
They don't quite bookend the city.
I know. But yeah, I mean, it could be anything. I don't know how riveting this is listening to us brainstorm, but I think we'd love to hear your idea. Any listener ideas who's thought of some ideas of what that could be, what these giants could mean? Because I think for me, at first glance, the giants is the most, not interesting, but maybe the most specific, like the thing that will guide you to the future lines of this poem.
You know what? I'll tell you why I like these poems. The Utah Treasure Hunt, you don't know what the theme is, and you don't even know what strand to pull on to get places.
Uh-huh.
Here it kind of feels like they're much more abrupt and in your face of being like, here are the clues. And yeah, there's like 10 different cities you can use as a starting point, but like you're not questioning like, what's the underlining theme? Does feast actually mean like Eastern European writing, or is it like a reference to a pop culture thing? Like, no, like I like that it's more accessible that way. And we have a bunch of cool starting spots now.
And I don't even mind that they don't give you the rest of the poem just because I actually kind of prefer that. I should be focusing on the beginning anyways.
Yeah. I
Let's
feel like
figure out
That's
the
what we
beginning.
say. That's what we
It's
say.
what we say every time.
hunt is
Yeah.
that we didn't go out on the trails until last week
Mm-hmm.
when we felt very confident about the trail we were going on, which
And the
ended
one
up
we
being
went
the
on.
right one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyways, well, I think we probably exhausted a lot of the ideas. Please let us know if you have any additional thoughts or ideas or comments you want to throw at us. If you do want to just bounce ideas off us and you don't want us to share them publicly, please tell us that. Otherwise, if you give us a comment and it's good, we're going to share that insight. We're also not going to try to hold back too much if we have really good ideas. We want to find it, but if we have thoughts, we're going to share them with you and get your thoughts on it as well.
Have they done the first side quest? Probably not, right?
I don't think so. They're
How
because
do
they're
they-
going to
how do they
announce
announce that?
as of this recording, no, they have not.
They say they're going to announce some
Keep an
social
eye
media.
on the social media side quests. Crack the clues, track down our hidden piggy banks, and you'll unlock bonus clues. Okay, so
Do we follow? We got to follow Bank of America,
we do follow Bank,
Bank
of,
of Utah.
Bank of Utah.
but we also should probably follow Bank of America too, because maybe
You never know.
Utah's in America.
Yeah, we follow.
As well follow Bank of Mexico while we're at it.
Bonko.
That's true. That's
Okay.
true. That's perfectly pronounced. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Very good.
I don't know if it exists.
Stop
but
bien.
It's Sunday night. They may.
Yeah.
It's possible tomorrow morning they release it, but
Okay.
as of right now, as of us recording this, it has not been released.
We are going to record these every Sunday nights, and probably release them on Monday or Tuesday. So that's going to be the cadence. The other part of this is their clues kind of come out a little bit squampus. I don't think they're like on the same day every single week.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
It's like surprising.
I think they,
Is it once a week always though?
from what I saw last year, yeah, roughly once a week.
Yeah. Okay.
But not always the same day, not at the same time. But our podcast will come out, and we will be able to explore anything that came out that week before.
Yeah. Cool.
And we're gonna find a side quest, man.
Oh, that sounds fun.
What happens if we only find one side quest?
We all go,
And we get
all
two.
three of us. We spend
I'll
2
sleep
nights
on the
at Black
couch.
Desert.
It's fine. I'll sleep on the couch.
Well, will they be okay with that?
Black
The
Desert.
Bank of Utah is probably going to be listening to this,
I
and
don't think they're gonna be like wondering if we have someone on the sofa. I think this
Yeah.
is more of
I
an
mean,
it's
they
a
issue.
Black
could.
Desert
This is
issue.
something
I don't
to
know.
work out with the good people of Black Desert.
they sponsor Black Desert. Or aren't they like a part ownership or no, nothing?
They sponsor a golf tournament there.
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Something tells me we'll work it out. If not, then Katie and I will tell you all about it. Here's the deal: you can keep the wallet. We'll keep the 2 nights.
Okay.
stay.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? I mean, we really just
I mean,
have this
this-
first clue that we're going to talk through. The 6th clue is out, and maybe we'll talk about that we will talk about it in a future episode, but maybe not the next one because we want people to go and get the cipher and be able to decipher it themselves.
It hardly makes any sense to even talk about clue 6 until we've gotten there.
Right.
Like until we laid the foundation of the earlier clues.
Oh, like you're saying until we have 2,
I mean,
3,
we
4,
could
5.
talk-
6 is the end point, right? Like
You don't know that.
it is. That's
They
how it was.
could be doing a chiasmus.
Ooh, very good. English major.
That's what that English degree got him. Congrats
One idea.
for that 15 seconds. Do you want to explain to the listeners what chiasmus is?
Chiasmus is a ancient Hebrew form of poetry that that begins with what ends. So the theme at the beginning, so if the poem starts with lights and then talks about candy and then mountains and then cars, and then it gets to the middle of the poem and it works itself backwards until it ends where it would begin.
Do you remember the order? So it would
Cars,
be cars,
mountains, candy, lights.
Nice.
Yeah.
So like
lights,
that comment started
da-da-da-da-da.
stupid and it ended stupid. So chiasmus.
Okay. All right. Likely has nothing to do with it.
It could be a
anyways,
chiasmus, but yeah.
I don't think so.
So we're really excited about this new hunt. Again, we're just diving in. The format's going to be a little bit different than the Utah treasure hunts just because the format of the hunt is different. So share your ideas with us, comment. We'll have little games throughout the season. We're probably going to have bets later on. We'll probably have contests to win some money for making fun of Christian again.
It's fun.
But yeah, we'd love to hear from you, and we're excited for this because we like to see each other every Sunday night, and we like to hear from you guys, the treasure hunting community. So we're excited to keep it rolling. Anything else before we wrap up?
Let's make it rain.
Okay, if that's it, we'll catch you on the next one outside.